Team Romney considers it the unofficial end of the nominating contest, Brett.
And Carl, more than 100 days have passed since the first in the nation Iowa caucuses. At first we had Mitt Romney declared the winner there, then Rick Santorum. They're not finalized yet, but there could be another winner.
And it could very possibly be Ron Paul who gets the lion's share of the delegates. Over the course of the last weekend, the Iowa Republican Party held an election for members of its Central Committee, and Ron Paul delegates, Ron Paul supporters, made big gains. And so when Iowa's convention comes up in June and the actual delegates are allocated, it's entirely possible Ron Paul could come out on top.
Right? Ron Paul seems both happy and like he has something up his sleeve.
We will be going to the caucus states, and we will be promoting the whole idea of getting more delegates, because that's the name of the game, and we will pursue it. There's some other good news, too, and it's an ongoing caucus, and it's over on the East Coast. I think it's the state called Maine.
So the caucus state thing may be his strategy, but it doesn't seem to be working. Or is it? Highlighted a rather arcane press release from the Ron Paul campaign. Quote, "We may well win in Minnesota and do far better in Colorado than yesterday's polls indicate."
Jenna, let me ask you, did he have a lot of support? Did he find a lot of support in Ithaca?
Tons of support. Ron Paul had an overwhelming amount of support tonight. His campaign is reporting that about 4,400 people packed into the Lina rink on Cornell University's campus. But the question is, Dave, will tonight's crowds and applause be enough to help him win the New York primary and hopefully, for him, rather, snag the Republican presidential nomination?
Proof of what we've done, but based on what we've done at the precinct level in most of these caucus states, we're very excited. We probably won Minnesota and Maine and maybe even Colorado and Nevada, and certainly large numbers in those states. Iowa,
Still draws quite a following wherever he goes. Here is Ron Paul at the University of California at Berkeley. About 1,000 students came to hear Dr. Paul speak yesterday to show their support and for them, and it's a sight many people might find surprising. Ron Paul is a Republican, and Berkeley is known throughout history and today as a domain of liberal ideas, of hippies, and the most left-wing people in the country. And look, all these people seem to be pretty happy to be seeing Ron Paul.
Delegate. This weekend, the state nomination committee that picks 13 more of the delegates, that committee was taken over by a majority of Ron Paul supporters, which means Ron Paul has just locked up at least half of Iowa's delegates. These 13 plus 14 in the form of the state party chairman, 14 of the 28 delegates, half the delegates are his. He will not get less than half. So Ron Paul either wins Iowa or, worst case scenario, he ties for first place. And while we're on the subject, looks like Ron Paul just won Minnesota too.